Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to be helping you guys who are new to the game figure out who to level up first. And by the way, I'm only looking at the 7 survivors that come with the game, so don't worry about having to buy anything. In last place, I have David King, and oh how the mighty have fallen. David and Deadhard would have easily been top 3. But Deadhard has been nerfed so much that it's probably the worst exhaustion perk in the game, honestly. There's no point explaining what this perk does, it just sucks. There are like 50 better alternatives, just don't use this. Then we got No Mither. No Mither is definitely bad for beginners, although I myself love to run this meme perk, since it makes you injured the entire game. His final perk is Will Make It, which has little value since you have to play super aggressively, needing you to go and pick up survivors from the ground, when the killers at these ranks don't really leave survivors on the ground, so it just doesn't give you much benefit. So honestly, none of his perks are good in general, so I would highly recommend skipping him. In 6th place we got our boy Bill. Since his perk Borrowed Time became base kit, his only good perk is Unbreakable. And yes, Unbreakable is one of the best perks, but I do have to reiterate that killers that are newer to the game will not be slugging or leaving survivors on the ground very often. So it'll be pretty underwhelming perk despite how good it truly is. And then Left Behind, don't bring this perk, just don't please. Please. At number 5 we have Jake Park. I really wanted to move him higher since I love my boy Jake, but I just couldn't do it in good faith. Jake has some pretty mid perks. Iron Will is good even though it reduces your grunts of pain by 75% rather than the old version of 100%. Calm Spirit is pretty bad, giving you debuffs with little true benefit. And finally, Saboteur.
Yeah, boy.
I love sabotaging hooks. It's so fun, but even that is just alright. It is useful, but maybe not so much for lower ranks, but hey, never hurts to learn from trial and error. That's why Jake is at number 5. Nia is up next at number 4. We need to address her perk Urban Evasion very quickly. Also don't bring this perk, just walk. This perk makes you crouch as fast as you walk, so just walk. Or run, I mean, even that would be better, honestly. Next up she is Streetwise, which I find to be a pretty underrated perk. It reduces your item consumption by 25%, which doesn't do a lot, but isn't useless. Definitely not game-breakingly good, but it ain't too shabby. Finally, Bounce Landing, one of my all-time favorite perks. It makes it so when you jump off a building, you don't have that nasty stumble from falling, and also you sprint really fast for 3 seconds. The same effect as Sprint Burst, if you know what that does. And I'll go over that perk in a second, actually. But one good perk, another decent, and one that I hope I never see used. Pretty decent killer, survivor. I know my new teammates are killers in disguise. I'm watching you. I'm always watching you. Before we get to the top 3, just real quick, make sure to subscribe. It's free and it would really help out. And thank you to the 6% of you watching who are subscribed. Let's continue. At number 3, we have everyone's favorite, Dwight. Dwight has the perk Prove Thyself, which is for tryhards. I hope you don't use it, because in my opinion it just makes the game more boring. But do what you want, I guess. This perk is super good, honestly. It makes it so essentially you just, whenever you do gens with teammates, it goes by really fast. So definitely really good when the objective is to do gens. Next we have Leader, which basically just lets your teammates do everything besides gens faster as long as you're near them. Healing, opening chests, doing totems, etc. Just a nice helpful perk, but isn't super strong. Next we have Bond, which lets you see all nearby teammates and helps a lot and gives you so much useful information. Definitely a perk worth running. At number 2 we have Claudette. Claudette's first perk is Self-Care, which on its own is pretty bad, where you can heal yourself, but it takes forever to do so, so don't run Self-Care by itself, it's a waste of time, honestly. When you pair it with her other perk, Botany Knowledge, it's actually pretty alright. Botany Knowledge lets you heal everyone, including yourself, 50% faster, at the cost of your medkits running out slightly faster. This perk with Self-Care is definitely pretty good if you play by yourself and your teammates never help you. Her final perk is Empathy, which, I'm gonna drop one of my hottest takes, is a top 10 perk in the game. Empathy lets you see all survivors that are injured, which is probably the most useful reason to see your teammates. You can go and heal them, you know where they are and what they're doing. And yeah, Dead by Daylight added the stuff on the left making Empathy less useful because you can see what they're doing anyway. Being able to see the location of them, if you know how to flashlight save or you want to sabotage, you can know whether or not you're close enough. In my opinion, this perk is awesome and I definitely recommend running it. I use it in almost all of my games, and fight me in the comments. Our final survivor is probably expected if you're more experienced in watching this video, Meg. All 3 of Meg's perks are awesome no matter the skill. Since you're newer to the game, you'll probably want to hide more versus being aggressive. So running her perk Quick and Quiet, which makes her fast vault quiet once every 25 seconds, can help the killer get off of you. Her next perk Sprint Burst makes it so you go 2.5 times faster than normal for 3 seconds, and all you have to do is run. Though you do get exhausted and you have to not be running for 40 non-consecutive seconds for it to go away. It's like hard to explain in words, but it's pretty simple. Just like walk for a total of 40 seconds and you get it back. This perk is definitely top 10 as well, but a tip is to not be afraid to use it often. Just because you have it doesn't mean you need to walk everywhere, because although it definitely will happen every now and then, chances are the killer won't find you within 40 seconds of not being able to use it. Her final perk, Adrenaline, is my favorite of hers. When the last generator is done, you get the sprint burst effect for 5 seconds. Yes, 5. And also you gain an entire health state. This perk is so clutch in late game moments when you think you're done for, and I think it's also a top 10 to 15 perk. All of her perks are good, so that's why Meg is our winner. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions or have any suggestions for future videos. Have a good one.